what messes me up in this text is God, who knows all things, knew Satan had tried to wreak havoc in Job's life. Well, how do you know that he already tried? Because when he talked about Job, he told God, you know, you got a hedge all around him. You know, don't be playing with me, God. You know I can't get to Job. You got a hedge around his family. You got a hedge around his children. You got a hedge around his finances. When I tried to attack his finances, God, you had your hedge around him. When I got ready to try to attack Job, you had your hedge around him. When I got ready to deal with his children, don't be playing with me, God. You know you got your hedge around him. I know to preach, because if you know you're born again, and if you know that you're a child of God, little sister, I want you to know God got a hedge around you. And every time the enemy tries to do you harm, he can't get to you because God already got you covered. Is there anybody in here today that know God already got you covered? But you want to know now why everybody that you walk with, talk with, hung around, got caught up, and you didn't? But you want to know why you came from people from the same neighborhood? They went to jail, they got caught up, they got strung out, they got into a terrible mess. You did the same thing, and you didn't get caught. It's because you got the hedge around. Your children did some things, and some things even worse than some others. But because of who you are, because of your relationship with God, your children are covered. On your own time. On your own time. On your own time. Read verses 1 through 5. And you'll see where God and Job had relations. Well, God responded to Job's prayer and intercession when he prayed and stood in the gap for his children. Even when his children did stuff that they shouldn't have done. Job went before God by, good God. He went to God in place of his children. He said, God, even if my children did something wrong, I'm standing in the gap for them. My property, if it was God, if I received it illegally, I'm standing in the gap for it. If I purchase cursed cattle or cursed property, if my ground, if my land is cursed, I'm standing in the gap for it. So do you hear what I'm trying to tell you? That the role of a Christian man and woman is to stand in the gap and pray and ask God to cover what's yours. When was the last time you got down on your knees and said, God, cover my daughters? When was the last time you got down on your face and said, God, cover my children? When was the last time you fell down on your face and said, God, cover my son, cover my mother, cover my family? It's called the power of the intercessor. Where there is no prayer, there is failure. The arm of the flesh will fail, but there is power in prayer. And what Job did, Job gave all he had to the Lord. Got cattle? First thing he did, it's yours, God. New baby born into the household. God, take my daughter. It's yours. She's yours, God. Bought a new house. God, this is my house. You blessed me with. It's yours, God. God, I know I haven't been all that I should have been. And I know I made some mistakes, God. But I'm yours, God. All that I am, all that I'm not, I'm yours, God. And try me, God, and see if I can be completely yours. He gave God an offering behind the scenes. So he said, can you really be trying to tell me to consider Job? You know, Job is covered. If God had to talk about you today, would he consider you to be tested? If he had to say, Bennie, so that I can prove to heaven, hell, and the earth that there's nobody like you in the earth realm. You've proven to me, Minister Jenkins, you've proven to me, Minister Blake, that you love me more than anything in this world. Can I brag on you and offer you up to Satan to be tested and proven if you're real? What happened to Job, ladies and gentlemen? God told Satan, you said you're going through the earth to and fro, changing what's mine and corrupting what's mine to make it look from what I look like to what you look like. Have you considered my servant Job for your test? Satan! Can God say, will you be the church that I can brag on? Ministers, can you say, I will be the minister that God can brag on? Ushers, can you say, if God had to prove me real or fake? Can he say, I'm ready to send you up before Satan to see whether you real or not? Let me prove my point. Jesus got ready to go to the cross. He picked 12 men, handpicked them. He specifically chose 12. One let Satan enter into his heart and hung himself. Then there was another one that he looked at and said, well, I have a future I'm putting in you. I see future. I see potentiality in you. You're hot-headed. You talk too much. You have some issues. But there's potential in you. Sometimes you even cuss and sometimes you even fuss. But there's potential in you. You know what? You got a hot head and you'll pull a sword out. You've been proven that you'll cut a brother or sister's head off. But there's potential in you. He looked at Peter and told Peter, Peter, Satan desires to, he desires to have you. He desires to sift you as wheat. His desire is to prove you ain't real. His desire to prove you fake. You just come to church, you got your name on the roll, but you have you're on the roll, but you don't have no relationship. I'm preaching better than you respond. He looks at him and said, Peter, Satan desires to have you. Watch this, watch this. To sift you as wheat, but I have prayed for you. In other words, I told Satan, he can go and test you. And guess what? Peter lost round one. And many of us in our Christian walk, we've lost round one. And lost round 2, and lost round 3, and lost round 4, and lost round 5, and lost round 6,